Dan, it's the episode 50 special. Are you all warmed up?
I'm all warmed up.
This is a new year of Miffs, so no more car sleeping stories, no more being sad about a girl on a podcast, no more talking about girls on podcast. Admittedly, this is all about me. But we're a brand new team now. We're heading forward to the future. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome to Miffs.
I'm Matt Huss.
And I'm Dan Rhodes. Whether you know about Theseus or you're revising your syllabus,
if you want tales with a bit of jest, or you just want to hear about incest.
What?
What? It's really interesting.
Welcome to Miffs. Welcome to Miffs.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome to your ears. It's your
tinnitus.
See, that's quite funny actually, but got to start again. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to your ears. It's Man and Dan. Bam, 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 bam.
50 special,
Bam, bam,
50
bam.
episodes. We have done 50 episodes.
Done 50.
Half a century of episodes.
Hey, why don't you get Atlas do a rap to celebrate it?
Yo, 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 it's the 50th episode. Coming at you live from a... Abode.
I'm ready.
Yo, yo, it's the 50th episode coming at you live from... it doesn't work, actually. Doesn't work.
Fuck! Okay.
This is the best introduction we've ever done.
Oh, I really thought I was onto something then.
There was about a 2-second period where Dan was just like, oh, fuck. Trying to rattle his brain there. It's like, episode, abode. Man, that was good. Wow. So this is this is our 50th anniversary, Dan. Finally.
Weird start.
Yeah, but if anything, that was the most archetypal miss start we could ever have hoped for. We did a bit of singing, we tried to rap. It's like a callback of callbacks.
Yeah,
really.
it is.
So this is our 50th anniversary. You know, we can't believe we've done this for 50 years, Dan. This is
crazy, yeah. Someone really needs to explain what an anniversary is to us.
Yeah. But it's a genuine...
No, 50, that's a milestone.
Yeah, 50 episodes.
50 episodes.
We've gone for a whole year now.
Yeah.
Because we had those 2 bonus episodes as well.
Yeah, 50 episodes. It's 100 divided by 2.
Yes. I forgot we're very good at maths as well. So wow, so it's been a whole year of Miffs, and it's been absolutely grand. Thank you for coming with us on this journey, dear listener, not viewer. So today we've got a lot of special things lined up, and we're just going to get straight into it because we've already chitted around, and so it's quite a chock-full episode. So before we do that, Dan and I thought we were going to start this episode with our top moments of the last year, like things we've done to make each other laugh. Top 3 moments from both of us as well.
Okay.
Dan, do you want to go first?
Yes, I'll go first because, as you know, I've written them down.
He hasn't written them down. I was like, Dan, do you want to write them down? I was like, no, I'll just write them down in my brain. And I bet you he'll forget one of them.
I hadn't even thought of one of them.
Oh my god, really?
No, I can make it up.
No, you gotta... Oh.
No, I know all the good moments. I thought we were going to have the same moments.
No, because I've got a lot of moments.
Okay. Oh, man, I enjoy doing the podcast.
Sorry. Oh, I'm like doing the podcast.
Favourite memory is actually...
So should we start with top 3? As in like, it's just any...
Okay, well, I was just going to mention... I'm going to do maybe in different categories, and this one is the one that I found the funniest.
Okay.
Or perhaps I'll preface this. The moment of the last 50 episodes where I think you made me laugh the most.
Okay, cool.
No, you do make me laugh a lot on the podcast.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a secret that often it's very hard to get me to properly laugh.
I can tell I've done good if Dan's properly belly laughing.
Yeah, if I properly because you just naturally belly laugh quite a lot anyway.
Yeah.
So it happens quite a lot. But I actually don't laugh out loud that often, really.
Which is quite hard for an audio podcast, by the way. There's some bits which sound... some bits I'll tell a joke, which I have to cut because Dan doesn't laugh at it. And then
I do find it funny.
But afterwards he goes, yeah, that was really funny. It's like, I cut that, Dan! I lost faith in it.
No, and that was, of course... And don't ask me what episode number this is, because I don't know. And that, of course, was when Matt made a joke about
Little Ganymede's tight arsehole. And I found that really enjoyable, Matt. I just want to let you know that stuck with me, that moment.
Ganymede's tight little butthole.
Ganymede's tight little butthole.
That was,
it was about how Hera was jealous because
Zeus's Lovers episode, wasn't it?
Zeus's lover, yeah, is a 5-year-old boy.
15, but that's a mute point, isn't it?
If they're 15, they may as well be 5. I mean, you've gone past. You know what I mean? You've crossed that line into being.
Let's not get into paedophilic law, Dan.
Okay.
So should I do my one or?
Can do, yeah.
I'm gonna be quite frank here. One of my favourite moments. I think the 2-episode period where I thought I was gay. That was quite funny. What a whole year it's been as well. God,
I forget that happens.
Yeah, right. It's weird.
God, you do so many weird things. I forget. It's all coming back to me now. All the weird stuff you've said.
Honestly, I wrote down a list because I've done some weird things this year as well. Because this year in particular, because I try and think of things to say for this podcast, and there's always been a whole mirth of things to say that are either. So I have a weird life, Dan.
Yeah,
but
the time that you debated here and now, it all happened kind of live, didn't it? It was like a therapy session, that episode, where you decided that you might be gay.
Yeah, still unsure.
Still unsure.
And the thing is, obviously, I've since then I've dated quite a few ladies, and most of them have listened to the podcast. And by God, it's hard to explain that episode to them. And also, it's also quite hard to explain the litany of sleeping in my car for girls as well. It's not a good icebreaker, really. Anyway, Dan, what's your number 2?
Number 2 is probably, I mean, I have to mention it because it was a thing that happened and I'm very proud of it, and that, of course, was the Weetabix challenge.
Oh my God.
That was a big moment for me. I think that also has a big stepping stone for us in terms of doing this podcast, because we realised that because it's hilarious for us to do something like that, it doesn't mean it listens well. Yeah. And I think that from an artistic point of view, that was a learning curve for us, wasn't it, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
Just because something is like... It's happened a lot at uni, didn't it? Like when you're creating device pieces of theatre, you know, you've got to draw the line between doing something that you think's self-indulgent, that you think's funny, and actually what is someone actually going to enjoy. And I feel like we smashed that we crossed that line big time.
But well, actually, you say that, but
also, I was just ultimately proud of myself because I smashed 12 Weetabix in like 40 minutes.
It was going to have to happen at some point anyway, so I think episode 8 was a good place to do it. And secondly, I think that episode is actually the most commented upon, because on Twitter or in people listen to it and they come up to me.
When people stop us in the street.
People go, "Oh my God, is that Dan Rhodes?" I was like, "No, it's Matt Horse." He goes, "No, you look like a beaten up Nick Frost." I was like, "Leave it, get a haircut, shut up." People are really odd about that Weetabix episode, because they're everyone is polarised, because it's really disturbing, but it's also impressive as well. Everyone's on the fence about that episode.
Yeah.
But I think it's good to have an infamous episode, you know?
I think it was also weird that we did that Weetabix challenge during quite a weird myth as well. It's people know, right?
Yeah,
about a guy who falls in love with a statue he makes.
Yeah. It was very... It was a rushed episode, I think, but it was good though. Although it was genuinely quite hard, because it's nice to have back and forth, and this whole podcast relies on its dynamic between us two. And when my partner is eating a whole lot of Weetabix and 2 litres of milk, it's quite hard to keep in a cohesive show, really. Yeah. Okay, I'm being a proper basic bitch here, Dan, but Peterborough Services What a treat that's been.
It was a treat, actually, yeah. I wasn't going to think about Peterborough Services.
Because, we did the machines.
Yeah, we did.
Where the guy bounced us.
You made 50p, 60p?
Lost 50p.
Lost 50p, sorry, yeah.
I think you made 30p.
I made 30p, yeah.
We took a lot of selfies where people looked at us quite strange. Why are they taking pictures outside of Peterborough Services? If only they knew.
We did that, we recorded in your car opposite a playground for the children.
Not for the children, but in front of the children.
That's what I mean.
We looked,
I meant it in the creepy way, don't I?
As long as they're below 15, it might as well be 5. So I think the Peterborough was a nice one. And again, that was another one where we kind of went out of our way just for a podcast, if you know what I mean. It's very weird. we actually had to go down the wrong part of the motorway to drop you off home. So.
Yeah, we went the long way round. That was a nice drive, actually.
Yeah. That was also a weird episode as well. I think we did the Battle of the Lappets.
We did the Battle of the Lappets, yeah.
And your final top 3 moments?
Top 3 moments. So I'm trying to pick different ones from different categories. So the Ganymede's arsehole was just my personal favourite, funniest comment that made me laugh. The second was just a weird episode. So maybe my third one, I'm debating between 2 different categories I could put under this.
Why don't you? What are you thinking? What?
Well, my third one was actually going to be what my favourite myth was.
Okay.
But I think maybe we're going to do a league table at the end of this. No secret. We're going to, at the end of this 50th episode, we're going to see the top 50. We're going to rank kind of what the league tables.
Who's the best and who's the worst?
Who's the best, the worst
of the whole year?
Of the whole year in different categories. So maybe that'll be for them.
Yeah.
So actually, personally, my favourite moment is, and this probably didn't come through to the listeners, but this is why I want to mention it. The viewers, yeah. I haven't made that mistake in a long time, actually. I just want to say. And that is during the summer when we recorded an episode in Wimbledon at mine.
I know where this is going.
And it was unbelievably hot. And we recorded it topless.
Yeah, and we belly slapped.
And we were so... I had a bit of a head. I was so hot.
Wait,
we had before, people don't know this, but obviously we never mentioned it, but there was probably about an hour and a half before we sat down to record where we spent all that hour and a half debating what type of fan to put in my room, whether we have the window open or closed, the blinds up or down. It was just too hot, and we just could not work out how to get the room. We had the fan, didn't we? But we started recording for 10 minutes, and then afterwards we had to stop. Yeah, it was and we're like, okay, we need to. This is not going to be listenable at all.
I mean, bear in mind, we have very low production standards, as it is as well.
So that was.
Yeah, because before recording, we were saying the first 20 episodes, it seemed like they took a long time and there was a lot of content in them, and for the last half of the year, they seemed to go quite fast, if you know what I mean. And I think the reason why is because when we recorded them, I think we might have had it might have just tripped a wire in our brains. We just hadn't thought about it.
And it was weird. When we edited the episode and we listened back to it, I was like, I think we made reference to the fact we were topless. But actually, it just sounds like a normal episode. But I remember that because it was not a normal episode in terms of.
Wasn't it?
It was really hard actually.
Because it was before the Fringe, wasn't it? Because we had to record whilst I was up there.
Yeah.
And we had to do 4 episodes that day, and my god, it was a hard one.
And it was so hot. And it was one of the hottest days of the year, and I really struggled. And I live on the top floor. It was just not. Yeah.
Everything was. But I think that's a triumph there as well. That we made it sound like a novel. In fact, that was the episode where I decided to take off my top, and then you threw up. So
that's it. Yeah. So maybe it's just a memory of mine, because it just sticks with my memory.
And my last one, I'll keep this brief, but I think to kind of go along the same theme. I think one of the sweetest moments of the whole podcast is the Matt Hoss quiz, actually.
Matt Hoss quiz.
When you came round, saw the village, and you got most of the questions right afterwards. And
I did.
It was just a sweet moment where you actually paid attention to my life.
Thank you. This year we'll have to do a Dan Rhodes Essex quiz.
Yeah, going to Holstead. Yeah. And talking about Holstead, I believe we may have an episode 50 gift then.
We have an episode 50 gift. I don't think...
That's episode 4, Trumpet.
So it's no secret that my mum listens to this podcast. And she didn't. I don't think she meant for this to be an episode 50. I mean, it's not a milestone. Only we think this is a milestone.
Well, it's a 50th anniversary then.
Yeah, it's a lot of episodes. And also, it actually does technically mark basically exactly a year since we started. Yeah. But she sent us what I think it must be our first gift.
Wow, that sounds awesome, man. We should. Would
you like to see what it is?
I
know what it is, obviously, because I didn't know it was a gift until I unwrapped it, and
I have no idea.
Came through the.
I have no idea about this.
So it was a parcel.
Yeah.
And in the parcel there was a note. Would you like to read out the note that this says?
It's on beautiful paper. Thank you, Chris. Hi, Dan. This is a little extra Xmas present. Sorry it's late. Thought you and Matt would appreciate it for Miffs, spelt correctly. Perhaps you can enjoy it as a first gift from a Miffster. Oh, love from Mum /Chris / someone whose name you forgot.
Yeah.
Love from Mum. Wow, that's really sweet. Thank you for that very much, Chris. Let's find out what it is.
Matt, close your eyes. I'm going to put it in your hand. You have to actually close your eyes, though.
I bet it's something to do with Weetabix. If it's
okay, actually, what do you think it is?
If it's I bet it's about all the toppings you can have in Weetabix, like a Weetabix Facebook.
Okay, I'm actually going to put it face down so you can turn it over. You think it's a Oedipus-based book?
Yeah.
Okay, Matt.
Okay, it's a book of some form.
Yeah.
My eyes are closed.
You may look.
Is it? Okay.
I think he enjoys it. He enjoys it, Mum. He found it funny.
Do you want to explain it to me?
Nah, it's a book about peregrine falcons. But it's quite a childish book as well. Oh, dear.
That's the funniest thing. This is the best episode by far. Oh my god. Okay. In case...
Matt, explain the context.
Okay, so for whatever reason, whilst we're recording Jason and the Argonauts, I think Dan knew some insane facts about peregrine falcons. Was it around that time?
As did Laura Lex, it turns out.
Yeah, because I thought I was the only person in the world who didn't know about peregrine falcons, and we've learned a lot of peregrine falcon facts in the last couple of myths. For example, there's 0 peregrine falcons on the sun. So, what's the wingspan of a peregrine falcon? So, but we had the book. We know we can.
Yeah, now we have a peregrine falcon book.
Oh my! This is genuinely the nicest thing in the world. Right, there's a falcon quiz. Can we find out what it is?
Yeah, this is a good quiz. Matt, a peregrine falcon is bigger than her mate, but is she the size of A, a sparrow, B, a crow, or C, an ostrich?
See, the comedian in part of my brain wants to be ostrich, but I'm going to guess crow.
A female peregrine falcon is the size of A, a crow, you think? Or B, a crow. Let's find out. Sorry, there's loads of goddamn... It says turn to page 32, but there aren't any page numbers. What the fuck?
Because famously, peregrine falcons are allergic to numbers.
Yeah.
That's why we're so bad at maths, Dan.
It is B, a crow.
Get in!
B, a crow.
Some other highlights of the last year as well. For example, I've become a Aegean boat specialist.
You become an Aegean boat specialist, yeah.
I've learned you can get pregnant up the butt.
You learned, yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we should... thank you so much for that, Chris. That made me laugh a lot. Maybe we can read some of that out afterwards as well. Anyway, it's time for a very, very special myth. Mr. Younger Rhodes, Dan the Man, are you ready for our episode 50th myth?
I am.
A 50th. I enjoyed that.
It's fun, isn't it?
I enjoyed it. So, Daniel, without further ado, what myth are we doing today, and why is it special?
It's special because this was our first ever myth.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing Theseus 2.0. Bam, bam, bam. He's your favourite little dickhead. Because we don't like him, do we?
You don't like him, no.
Well, why don't we like him?
Because, well, let me do my unabridged version of Theseus Part 1.
I'm going to read the book. We'll cut in at the end.
Theseus! What happens, guys, is his dad is like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going over to Crete to kill a Minotaur that is in a dungeon / labyrinth. And they're like, what? That's really dangerous. You'll die. And then he's like, it's fine. I mean, I'll sacrifice myself because every 7 boys and 7 girls get eaten every year. I'll just be one of them and I'm going to kill it. And he's like, but don't do it. And he's like, Dad, it's fine. I'll be back. Well, son, when you come back, make sure your sails are, I want to say white if you're alive and black if you're dead. And he's like, okay, Dad, I don't understand how I'm going to put my own black sails up if I'm dead, but I get you. He goes over to there, he goes into the labyrinth where King Minos is there. And then he kills the Minotaur with apparent ease.
Yeah.
And then he comes back out, he takes King Minos' daughter, Ariadne?
Yes.
And then they go, and then he leaves her on an island and then sails off. And when sailing off, he forgets to change his sails from black to white, and he keeps them as black, and his dad sees them on the horizon and thinks, oh my god, my son is dead, and he kills himself. And his dad is King Aegeus, which is why it's called the Aegean.
I mean, like, I was going to joke saying that, why don't you do it, like, as long as the last time, but that was as long as the other episode. So in today's episode, we're actually going to be looking what happened to Theseus before the Minotaur, the stuff which made him the person who he is, and how he got there, and how he even got to Athens in the first place.
Yes. Because we've already done the Minotaur bit, that's the most famous bit.
Dan, why don't you do the abridged version? No, but we're also in the following episode. We're going to do what happens to him after the Minotaur as well, because he also has a life beyond that as well.
He does.
Yeah. So obviously, Dan, do you remember much about how Theseus was portrayed last time?
He's a bit of a douche.
Yes.
He's like 18, 19, a bit cocky. Thinks he's a bit all over.
Vocally, how was he? Like,
He's from Birmingham.
He was because
He was Brummie.
ladies and gentlemen, it's return of my Theseus voice. Oh, you're right. I'm from Birmingham. Yeah. Why did I choose this accent when I can't really do it? It's Scouse, if anything.
That's Scouse. Yeah, that's definitely not from Birmingham.
Birmingham.
I'm Theseus.
Theseus.
That's a port. West Bromwich Albion.
We should really be booked in for voice acting.
We should do, really, yeah.
So without further ado, let's learn about Theseus, the king of Athens. Aegeus, one of the prehistoric kings of Athens, although twice married, had no heir to the throne. So he made a pilgrimage to consult the celebrated oracle of Delphi. As he didn't get a clear-cut answer from the oracle, he sought advice from his wise friend Pythias, king of Troezen in Argolis. Pythias happily gave away his daughter, Erythra, to his friend at a secret wedding. For whatever reason, Erythra made me think of Urethra.
Yeah.
So he's got this little secret wedding planned. Urethra, after having Ian lain with her husband, having Ian, everyone called Ian. It has lowercase L, which looks like
Ian, yeah.
It is misunderstandable. Urethra having an
Aether.
I know.
Please don't call it urethra.
Aether, after having lain with her husband on her wedding night, decided to take a walk in the moonlight, which took her through the shallow waters of the sea to Cytherea Island on the opposite coast of Poros. There she found Poseidon, god of the sea and earthquakes. Aethra, in the middle of the night and under the moonlight, was seduced by Poseidon. Thus she got doubly impregnated with the seed of a mortal and a god, giving birth to our hero, Theseus, blessed to be born with both human and divine qualities.
I did not know that about Theseus, that he is...
Okay. There's a lot to unpack there, isn't it, Dan? Because she's like, oh, I've had this lovely wedding. Oh, yeah, I slept with my husband. Oh, that's nice. Bit bored, I'm going to go to the sea.
Yeah.
What's that? The sea god? Oh, well, quid's in.
yeah.
So it's kind of weird that, she slept with two people on her wedding night as well.
Yes, that's true.
That's quite... It's
I didn't know that Theseus was a demigod. I assumed he was just a normal kid.
Well, maybe that's why he's a bit of a prick, because he seems that he's pretty good at everything.
Yeah. Well, he's got that divine, Poseidon's is,
Because remember in the labyrinth, he just kind of broke the Minotaur, very fast as well. So maybe he does have those divine qualities.
So he's like the non-21st century equivalent of having two dads.
I guess, but I don't think Poseidon has any help in this.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more like...
So wait, the two sperms, formed to make one baby?
I think biologically it doesn't really make sense, to be honest.
Or is it that they just don't know which one is his father? It seems weird that he's both... he's got the power of both... More...
Also, if Poseidon was the king, surely the mum would have been human anyway, so it would have been human/god anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's probably Poseidon's,
yeah.
Right? So it's a bit like Mary, Joseph and God situation.
Yeah,
I think. King Aegeus apparently didn't need a wife, only an heir, so he decided to return to Athens after the birth of his quote-unquote son. Before his departure, however, he hid his sword and sandals beneath a huge rock in the presence of Aethra, and told her to send Theseus to Athens when he was old enough and had the strength to roll away the rock and retrieve the evidence of his royal lineage. So he has set up a trap. He's letting her go. She's letting her become a single mum.
Yeah.
And he's set up not a trap, but a
game.
And he said a trial.
Yeah, and he said when your son is old enough to tell him to come up this hill and move this rock.
Yeah.
And then he will know the truth of his birth. So. Why don't you just tell him when he's... Shut up, wench. King Aegeus.
So do you reckon he must be quite pissed off that she slept with
Poseidon, yeah, I reckon.
Theseus grew up in Troezen under the care of his mother and grandfather. From a young age, the brave young man was fired up with ambition to emulate the awesome exploits of his hero, Hercules, who had achieved fame by destroying many villains and monsters. When, at the right time, Aethra led her son to the rock of his destiny, he easily rolled it away and retrieved the sword and sandals of his father.
It's like a King Arthur story.
Yeah, that's a really good example, actually.
Thank you, man.
Hey, Dan. You're really good.
Thank you, man.
It's kind of weird, like, it's like, oh, look, you found this royal sword. And my royal sandals. I was like, what? Why did you do that? There's no need for that.
Also, is he meant to know what that means?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
yeah, Mum, I've moved the rocks, just some sword and some sandals. And she's like, yes, and he's like, and this doesn't help me at all.
This is the worst shopping trip ever.
Yeah.
Worst shopping trip ever. That's what Trey's is Burnham. But it's also quite... Think about, like, how he has quite a weird relationship with women and also can't have commitment with Ariadne and Peterborough Services and all that. So this is all starting to make a bit more sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we are learning a bit more about his background. Without defending him, he's also a bit of a knob for a reason now. There's some background story to this.
I'm already blown away by the fact that I thought it was just him and his dad. He had like a single father.
Yeah,
and that's why his father was so overcome with grief when he thought he'd died. He killed himself.
Yeah. Also,
I can't see how he's that invested.
Yeah, Jesus is like, he's raising himself. Yeah. Not my son. So, as Theseus was about to set out on his journey towards fate, Pythias advised his grandson to avoid the robber-infested roads and travel by the shorter and safer sea route to Athens. However, our young hero would have none of it. He had already decided to make confronting and overcoming perils his lifetime hobby, so he chose the dangerous land route around the Saronic Gulf, on which he would shortly encounter a series of tremendous challenges. See, now,
what a weird life goal.
See, right, yeah, that's a weird hobby. It's like, what do you do? Oh, I do nothing. How about you? Reading? How about you? Challenge myself in a dangerous challenge. So, I'm not sure if there's a club for that, Theseus.
Overcoming perils.
Okay, so we had like a bad history for Theseus. I was feeling sympathetic towards him, but then his grandfather was like, "Hey, go by the sea route." He's like, "No, I'm gonna go the dangerous route." It's like, "Okay, now he's a bellend." Now he's a bellend.
It wasn't long before Theseus had his first adventure at
Epidaurus.
A place. See, that's the one thing I haven't learned to do over the 50 episodes. A place sacred to the a place sacred to the god Apollo and the legendary physician Asclepius. He met the famous Oh, Jesus Christ, guys! Right,
Periphetes.
right. So he's at this place,
Epidaurus,
which is sacred to the god Apollo. He's met a physician,
Asclepius,
and there's also
the famous
this guy,
Periphetes,
son of Hephaestus, who used to dash out the brains of travellers with an iron club. Good God. As his grandfather had already given him description of Periphetes. Are we saying that word? Periphetes. Theseus immediately recognised him. In the savage encounter that followed, Theseus paid back Periphetes in his own coin by dashing out the brains of the scoundrel with his own iron club. The brave youth kept the club as a trophy and soon reached the Isthmus of Corinth without further interruption. Okay, so he's killed a guy, basically. After all those names, I don't know if that didn't make sense, I apologise. But
Periphetes.
Long story short, he killed a guy who kills other guys.
But he was the son. He's also a demigod, though, Periphetes. Also, a little joke. It's like, are you ready for this joke, Dan? Do you know why he needed the sandals under the rock?
Why?
He needed them to defeat Periphetes.
A pair of feeties. That's a good one, Matt.
I'm a professional comedian.
That's a good one.
But yeah, also, as you rightly pointed out, like this is just graphic violence, isn't it? It's like, oh, I want to go in dangerous. He just murdered a man for no reason. You know what I mean?
I like how it says they dashed the brains out.
Yeah,
that's a weird way of wording someone beating someone's head to mush.
It's quite brutal, isn't it? Anyway, so he's at Corinth.
Yeah. The inhabitants at the Isthmus warned Theseus about another danger to face. Cyrus, the bandit, guarding the passage from Corinth to Athens, had a more interesting method of treating travellers than the previous villain. Sirius would tie his helpless victim between two trees, which he would bend to the ground and then abruptly release it. This improvised catapult would hurl the victims into the air and then onto the ground, dashing them to their deaths. Well, it didn't take much time for our hero to finish off this task too. Then Theseus thought this was a good time to lose his virginity. So he raped the daughter of this guy, Sirius.
Oh my God!
She's called who would
This is the best episode ever.
who would beget him, son of. So there's a bandit who straps victims to trees, and then, like as a cartoon, bends the trees down and goes boing, and then they fly through the air like a trebuchet, and they land crashing to their deaths. And he thought, wait, this isn't right. How am I going to get to this guy? I know what I'll do. I'll rape his daughter. That's a dick move.
Hold on, there's so much. The daughter's called Peregrine. Do you know how perfect that is?
That was quite funny.
If we're not nominated for an award for that, because we didn't plan that. If you know us, we didn't plan it. Oh, God. Oh, man.
And then I saw her name come up.
I mean, I feel bad for laughing that much to what's happened to her, because it's awful.
I want to edit that out so it just seems like Matt laughed when I said she was raped.
The funniest thing about that is that, as if you do any editing. But it's horrible what Sirius is doing, you know. It's tying between two trees, so they get split in half, so both sides go... The body's ripped in half and both sides go flying off, right?
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's honestly genuinely one of the worst ways to die that we've heard of, right? And it's been some brutal deaths, but that's one of them. But then Theseus adds another layer and then rapes his daughter, and also through that causes the child of she gives birth to someone called Menelaus.
Menelaus, yeah. So she gives birth to Theseus as a son. We didn't know that.
No, but we can't understand his relationship with women.
Yeah. But the next adventure of Theseus occurred near the borders of Megara, on a narrow trail leading to the edge of a cliff, where he found the evil bandit Skyron. That's a cool name, huh?
Yeah, Skyron.
This scoundrel would compel travellers to wash his feet with their backs of the sea. This scoundrel would compel travellers to wash his feet with their backs to the sea, so that he could conveniently kick them into the waters below, where a sea monster or a giant turtle would eat them. This time, however, it was the villain Skyron who was eaten by the sea monster. He's like, hey, weary traveller on this...
Sorry, I think I know where you're going with this. Let's pretend I'm a weary traveller and you're Skyron, and you're trying to get me to wash my feet.
So you're just walking through this passage.
Oh, what a lovely day.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Hi. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm having real problems washing my feet.
Oh, okay. Is there anything I can help with?
Yeah, actually, would you like to wash your feet too? We'll wash our feet together.
Why do you want me to wash my feet?
Just do it. I'm not a sex pest.
No, I gotta get going. Why?
Please. My feet. I've cut myself. I need to wash the blood off my feet. Help me, please.
Why do I need to wash my feet?
I don't know, but my feet hurt. Please.
Okay, I guess I'll wash my feet.
Okay, yeah.
Why is there a turtle down
face that way. Face that way.
Oh, sorry, I can't face you.
Yeah, face that way.
So I have to turn away.
I'll give you a massage. Push.
Oh, why is there a giant turtle down here? And I assume that Theseus pushed this guy in, not that he just died of his own
because
fault.
giant leatherback turtles famously eat humans.
How many peregrine falcons do eat humans per year? 500.
500. Yeah.
It's in the book somewhere. Okay, here's a running theme with these bandits, by the way. So they are taking a lot of energy and time just to be evil, by the way. Like, imagine how long it'll take just to kill someone by putting them to a tree and flinging them off. And also, hey, can you get me to watch... The point I was trying to show is that, why would anyone, just kill them, or push them off or something like that? Like, if you're going to murder someone, do it with... You have to do it with such pizzazz, you know what I mean?
Do all of these villains have, their own territory along this path, clearly? Like along
Pokemon
this route?
villains, you know what I mean?
A little further away from Eleusinia, by the banks of the river... Why am I doing all this? Sisyphus. Theseus encountered his final adventure on the journey to Athens. The last bandit to play dice with his life against our hero was the giant... Procrustes, yeah. Nickname, the Stretcher.
Whoa.
This amiable scoundrel had an imaginative way of showing his hospitality to travellers, for whom he always kept ready 2 iron beds, one too long and the other too short. He would offer the too short bed to the tall ones, and to help them to fit comfortably into the bed, would cut off their limbs. We've dealt with him before in our Miffs Chronicles.
Yes,
we mentioned, when we did shorter Miffs.
Yeah.
We did a bit more on him. The guy that used to lure people to their... He used to make them sit in a bed and then chop off their feet.
Yeah, well, it's nice that he actually links in with Theseus as well. Yeah.
The same happened with the unlucky short men in the long bed. He would stretch their limbs to make a perfect fit, the victims dying in terrible agony when their limbs were ripped off. Theseus gave the stretcher the same treatment, the giant Procrustes expiring in the short bed like his unfortunate victims. Today, Procrustes is well known by the phrase, this well-known phrase, the Procrustean bed. Matt's bed is crusty, but not for those reasons.
In the last couple of episodes, we've had some famous phrases. So it's like, yes, do you remember the Procrustean bed in the halcyon days? Like, you're just making these up.
No one says these things.
But also, why is he so obsessed about getting people to fit the right size? You know, is he Goldilocks? Like,
yeah, he's Goldilocks. Yeah.
Also, like, when the short one doesn't really work though, because if he's stretching people, he says that they break off their limbs, which, if anything, is making them shorter.
Touche. I don't think he's thinking rationally.
Well, you'd have to sass me. I'm trying to be comedic for a podcast, Dan. And this is what happens with Theseus and the Marathonian bull. Theseus finally arrived at his destination, Athens, without encountering any further challenge. He decided to delay the meeting with his father Aegeus until he had a hold on the surroundings. Being a smart and tough hero, he did some research about the city and its king and gathered some disturbing news, including the intelligence that King Aegeus was in the helpless clutches of the evil sorceress Medea. So, when he came face to face with his father for the first time, he kept the sword and sandals, with tokens of his paternity hidden. So, do you remember Medea?
Kind of, yeah.
She was in Jason and the Argonauts. She was I don't know why, but I was going to say the broad he picked up, the woman he picked up, and she's cut up her own brother to delay her father.
Okay, yeah.
And she killed her own kids and stuff like that. She's quite grim.
Yeah. So she's holding his dad captive, and he doesn't want to. He's like, I'm going to pretend that I'm not. I don't want to be like, hey, Dad, it's me. He's going to hide his identity as his son until he can help save him. Basically, he's going undercover to save his dad.
Yeah. But so it's going to be very important, very shortly. Medea, however, knew the true identity of the strange young newcomer through her occult powers. That didn't sit well with the sorceress, who wanted her own son, Midas, to succeed the kingdom of Athens. So she conspired to poison the aged king's mind. So she conspired to poison Aegeus' mind against the stranger, and suggested, in all innocence, to send the youth to capture the dreadful Marathonian bull, and menace to the farmers of the countryside, so she could get rid of him easily without resorting to the usual method on such occasions: a murder. So let's just sum that up. So she wants her own son, Midas, to become the king, which is a very unoriginal name.
Yep.
Oh, Medea, what do you want to call the son? Midas? Come on, call it Phil or something. But then, so she warps the Aegeus' mind to send him out to catch the Marathonian bull, hoping it's going to get killed, like Hercules.
Yeah.
The Marathonian bull proposal revived the flagging spirit of our hero, who was getting rather bored in the absence of any real challenges to face. On his way to Marathon, Theseus had to seek refuge during the storm in the humble abode of an aged woman called Hecale. She promised the brave youth to make sacrifice to Zeus, chief of the gods, if he succeeded in capturing the bull. So again, Theseus is like, he's still a bit of a dickhead about it. He's like, oh, I'm just so bored. I've got nothing to do.
Oh, I better go and help my dad do that bull thing. Well, capturing the Marathonian bull was no big deal for our intrepid hero, but Hecale was dead when Theseus returned to her hut with the captured bull. Remembering her kindness to him, he would later name one of the regions of Attica Hecale, to honour the old woman. This region exists with the same name still today as Hecale in modern Greek. In a luxurious area on the north side of the Athens, close to the... Oh, I'm not going to... I'm going to do a whole paragraph again. I fucking hated that. I'm not even going to mention that whole bullshit thing about where it is in Greece. I don't care where I want to go on holiday. Well, capturing the Marathonian bull was no big deal for our intrepid hero. But Hecale was dead when... Matt's laughing because I farted. But Hecale was found dead when Theseus returned... No.
I'm laughing because you fucked it up the first time. Start again.
I really don't think that's necessary, and I can't say it.
I'm just teasing you, to be honest.
Well, capturing the Marathonian bull was no big deal to our intrepid hero, but Hecate was already dead when Theseus returned to her hut with the captured bull. Remembering her kindness to him, he would later name one of the areas, or one of the regions of Attica. Do you reckon that is actually Hecate, or do you reckon it's something else?
Yeah, Hecate, yeah.
To honour the old woman. So basically there's a place in Greece called Hecate. When the victorious Theseus returned to Athens with the dead body of the Marathon bull, Aegeus, goaded on by Medea, became still more suspicious of him. So he had to assent to the plan of the sorceress to poison Theseus during the feast to celebrate his victory. So, can I just sum up everything, by the way? He's killed the Marathon bull, he's gone back to the hut, this woman's dead who sheltered him from a storm. He's like, oh, this woman was so kind to me. Was she really that kind to him? He's like, one night.
Yeah.
And he's named a place in Greece after her. Does he have permission to do that, by the way?
Well, I think once he becomes king, spoiler alert. Yeah.
That's true. And then he's gone back finally with the dead Marathon bull, and then his dad is still with Medea under her powers, and she's like, poison that boy. He doesn't know it's his son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she knows it's his son, but he doesn't know.
Yeah. So he's poured some poisoned wine. However, as our hero Theseus was about to drink the poisoned wine, the eyes of Aegeus fell upon the sword and sandals the young stranger had just worn. Recognising his son, Aegeus knocked the cup of poisoned wine out of his hand and, embracing the youth with great joy and emotion, named Theseus as his son and successor before his subjects. Evil Medea was perpetually banished from Athens.
Hold on. So, he only just remembered last minute, which is, but like, oh, this witch has been poisoning my mind. What are you going to do with her? I am going to banish you. Like you kill people for like staring at you wrong. So like this is like yeah. But then again, that at least fits the chronology a bit more. So that is the end of the first section of Theseus 2.0.
Because what happens after that, Matt?
Well, you're gonna have to listen to episode 50.
He goes on a boat to fight the Minotaur.
He has a very bull-based fight.
He went from one bull to another. This is bull, he thought to himself.
Anyway, we're going to rank this one, then do the calculations for the others. Here we go. Okay, welcome back to Miffs. Hope you enjoyed that break. Sponsored break, that one.
Take a break. Sponsored by Kit Kat. Are we legally allowed to say that?
No.
God, can you imagine if Weetabix found out how many times we say Weetabix and they ask us to either pay or scrap
I actually
our episodes?
tweeted them once with an episode linked to the Weetabix challenge, and they never responded.
Yeah.
Imagine that. It's like, yeah, boss, we've got some a bit of an issue here. What is it? A bit of a PR crisis. There's a boy eating 12 Weetabix in an hour. It's bad for their brand.
Fine. So, Matt, what are we going to do now? Are we going to rank?
Dan, you'll be surprised because, you usually are. After 50 episodes, you'll be like, oh, what do we do at this point? We're going to rank it. And what we do is we, out of life skills, morals, creativity, and WTF, rank it out of 40, and then you go on with our merry day.
Yeah.
Okay, so, life skills. Practical things we learn in this myth. We'd learn how to travel.
We learn how to travel.
Learn how to grow or be shrunk.
Learn how to grow or be shrunk. We learn how to stretch people. We learn how to catapult people. We learn how to tie people to trees.
We learn how to poison people.
Poison people. We learn how to push people into rivers. We learn how to move boulders.
Yes.
We learn how to get seduced by two human seeds.
Well, not human seeds necessarily.
No, not necessarily.
And also how to have sex and be stuff. In the trout that. I guess to ignore advice and stuff like that, but I guess that's more of a moral.
I think there's a lot of life skills here.
I'm going to say a number, Dan, and that number is a big old 8.
I was going to say 8.
Bang
Boom.
on.
Bang.
I could tell it was an 8 because you had proper enthusiasm for it as well. You're like, bam, bam, bam. Morals, as I say, ignore the advice of elders.
So I'm just going to subtly, I wrote down creativity was next. It's not.
You're such an idiot.
It's morals.
We've done this for a year. How do you not know it by now?
Morals. Don't poison people. They might be a son in disguise.
And if you're going to leave someone a gift, make sure it's sandals.
Yep. If you are going to prey on weary travellers and murder them and be a scoundrel, you're going to get what's coming to you. There's always a Theseus around the corner that's going to one-up you.
Don't ask people to wash their feet. Don't
ask people to wash their feet. Don't go swimming with green turtles.
As my father always said, don't go swimming with green turtles. Learn the names of Greek places before you read them out on a podcast.
That's a big moral there, guys. Double check you can pronounce stuff you're about to read on a podcast that people listen to.
And make sure you know the right amount of episodes you're going to do before you start the episode. I also learn how to poison someone's mind and why you shouldn't do that as well.
Yep. That's a big one, I guess.
And don't murder someone if they've betrayed you.
Don't murder someone.
You just banish them.
You banish them.
I'm going to say 7.
7, I agree.
Creativity.
Creativity! I found this actually particularly creative.
Yeah, but lots of scoundrel stories.
Lots of scoundrel stories. I mean, the way that they're strapped to trees and catapulted, pushed in and eaten by sea monsters, / maybe or maybe not a turtle.
But what I particularly like about that is how the lengths they go for it to be inconvenienced, but they just want to do it, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yeah, the guy that stretches people, although he has appeared in Miffs Chronicles.
I think that...
killing the marathon ball, coming back and find that woman dead. That's very Hollywood. Imagine that in a movie.
Yeah.
Comes back to find this old woman dead.
And he names one after it as well. And you know, his wife's surrounded by bulls.
Yeah, his dad not knowing it's him until...
And also, it creates a genuine backstory where there's sympathy for a little bit of Theseus. He was kind of bell end, but largely he was...
I think he's still a bit of a dick, though.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, well. And the fact that he had... there's gods in it, there's evil men. I think this has a lot going for it. Daniel?
8.
9.
9! Ooh.
I think it's got a lot.
There is a lot, actually, I have to admit. And I have enjoyed learning about his backstory.
Yeah, and I think that it adds... With the original Theseus, he was just a knob. But there's more of a reason for him to be a knob. Do you know what I mean? It's sorry to be psychoanalytical here, but it's a bit more... It's far more sense, and I think it's more satisfying as well.
Alright,
9?
so 9.
Oh, this is a big one, Dan.
WTF?
The things that make you go, what the...
Things that make you go... There's quite a lot, isn't there, really? His dad just deciding that his mum's going to be a single parent.
Oh, yeah.
Her getting impregnated by 2 men.
The fact that he wants to lose sandals for a good gift.
Yeah. Or that he creates a trial under the rocks.
The fact she had sex on a wedding night, that's kind of weird.
That's kind of messed up.
The fact that he allows her to be a single mum. And he's essentially, when he's old enough and he's not a kid anymore, he can stay with me. That's essentially the jib of it, really. The fact that his mind was poisoned by Medea and Midas, and that he had to try and kill the bull as well.
Yeah, all the scoundrels I liked.
Yeah,
that's very WTF.
I think bonus points for the one of the most gruesome kills as well. The splitting of trees and stuff like that, and the cutting of limbs as well. Oh, what do you do? Oh, I get people. I split them. I cut off the limbs if they're too long. How about you? I'll get them trimmed and snap them apart. How about you? I wash the feet.
Yeah, and the poisoning, Medea, that's pretty messed up.
Yeah. And
I mean, her whole backstory is messed up as well, which makes her being even in that presence of that family
also
weird.
how it all connects as well, because Hercules was his favourite person, and also it links with all the different other heroes as well.
Yes, that's true. He's becoming his own heroes vicariously.
But he's also a dick as well.
Yeah,
so.
he's also a dick. Hercules wasn't a dick. We like Hercules.
Yeah, Hercules was a great laugh.
What are you thinking? I think an 8.
8. Yeah, 8. I don't know why I said it like that.
So we're going for 8 now?
Let's go for 8.
We're going for 8.
Does that make... Dan, this is juicy stuff. Can we
8 for life skills, 7 for morals, 9 for creativity, 8 for WTF. 8 plus 7 is 15. Add 9 is 24. Add 8...
32.
It is.
32, that's a pretty
32,
high...
pretty high score.
Anyway, thank you so much for being with us for a whole year. And before we do anything else, we're going to... Top of the ranks!
Top of the ranks. So this is because we've reached 50. We're going to look back at the last 50 episodes. Who is at the top?
we're going to do it category by category first, see who has placed well, and this is basically getting honourable mentions for certain different areas as well. So, who's in the top 3 for life skills, Dan?
Life skills, we have one winner, one clear winner.
Who's in third?
We'll do a bit. Sorry, we'll put it up.
Drama, Dan. Drama. Sorry. Suspense. They've been waiting for a whole year.
Third place is shared life skills.
It's joint second.
Joint second is round of applause, please, Matt.
Right, round of applause.
I meant what's it called? The drum roll. Troy Part 1 and Icarus.
Woo! So Achilles. Achilles Part 1 and what's the other one?
Icarus.
Nice one.
We learned a lot of stuff how to build stuff, didn't we?
A lot of building stuff.
But there is a winner with 10 out of 10 for life skills. It is Hercules Part 1. Because we learned how to kill a lot of stuff.
So much
stuff.
I love it because for Hercules it was like, and your next task is kill a thing. It's like, what?
So killed a lot of stuff.
Hercules Part 1 number in the top. So for morals, there was no defined winner.
No defined winner. We just have. Well, may as well say how it is. There are 5
joint top.
5 joint. All got 8 out of 10.
And we realised
no one's got more than 8 out of 10 for morals.
But when we first started this, morals quite a high earner. But we realised it caps off at 8 because it's not very virtuous, if you know what I mean. But maybe
in the future.
Maybe in the future. So with morals, we had just in no particular order. We had Narcissus, Theseus and the Minotaur. Good callback. Romulus and Remus, Oresteia Part 1. That's Agamemnon, and of course, how could you forget the Christmas special with Saint Nick?
Saint Nick, he was morally good.
Yeah. Well,
/ bad. Depending how that's why it was so good. It was like, is he a good person for doing these nice things, or is he a weird, creepy burglar paedophile? No one knows.
Anyway, creativity.
Next up is creativity. We actually have. Now we do have
a winner,
but we also have
5
joint second. We have 5 people, 5 myths that got 9 out of 10 for creativity. One of whom just joined the list.
Yeah.
Our myth today, Theseus, at the beginning.
I saw Dan scribble it down with his tiny handwriting.
Yeah. We have Myths Chronicles, Bellerophon, Hercules Part 1, yep. Juno, and the Theseus, that we just did this morning.
Theseus Part 2.
Theseus Part 2.
And who's in the...
They all got 9 out of 10, but joint first is Jason the Argonauts Part 1.
Yeah, and the Golden Fleece!
Golden Fleece! Creative, was very creative, wasn't it? Lots of sea monsters, and journeys, and mystery, and
copyright.
And characters.
It's nice that you lost enthusiasm, but you tried to rectify it halfway through.
Matt, WTF.
Okay, we have 3 joint winners.
3 joint winners?
3 who have 10 out of 10.
3 who have 10 out of 10?
So, any
don't say any guesses.
Yeah, because we already... So, in no particular order. We have Myths Chronicles, we have Oedipus, that's in the first one, and we also have Kronos as well. All 3 10 out of 10, but for different reasons.
Why was Myths Chronicles WTF?
Because I had quite brutal.
It's quite brutal,
but also versatile range of stuff.
Type of messed up.
Yeah. Oedipus was messed up for incest and
incest reasons.
Morally, morally corrupted. If you know and on top of that, he's a very deranged man. And then Kronos
was just pure weird, wasn't it? Rather than anything else. There was penis chopping off and sea foam and people growing and people, families murdering each other.
It was intense, And I think that's what, and I'm pretty happy with all those scores so far.
Yeah.
But we also have the overall scores. And, we've been ranking this for a whole year now. And you're probably wondering, why am I doing that? They do it for this reason.
This one reason. Every 50 episodes it happens, guys.
So, should we do the bottom 3 first?
Let's do bottom 3. The 3 honourable mentions of the worst myths.
No, not necessarily. They were fun.
The worst episodes that you shouldn't... If there's any you don't have to listen to, it's these 3. Is that what we're saying, Matt?
No, please do not retract that statement, because they are funny episodes, but they are the lowest scoring ones.
Yeah, they're funny because they're not good episodes.
Don't say that.
No, they're just as stories. Maybe they just didn't score as highly on our ranking system.
Yeah. So, in third last place, it's Prometheus, episode 4 with 14 points.
Just 14 out of 40.
Ooh, that's low.
That's bad. Although it is a very poignant story in terms of Greek mythology, and it's actually a good story.
And all at fennel.
There's a guy who sets fire to fennel. And actually, can I also say that it's a shame that Prometheus is third last, because without Prometheus we wouldn't have one of our favourite Miffs characters, Brian the Eagle.
Dan, let's give him a standing ovation. Brian, we miss you, mate.
We miss you, mate.
Just to clarify, we did stand up.
Okay, in second place it is with 13 out of... Oh, that's not great either. 13 out of 40. It's King Midas. Second worst. Oh no, alright mate, King Midas, everything I touch turns to gold.
It's a bit more sexy though.
It is, yeah, alright. You're right there, mate. My name's King Midas and I just touched you and now you're golden.
See, I actually think about that voice more than you care to admit.
Yeah. But, Matt, who was our lowest ranking Miff for the last 50?
Lowest ranking with just 12.
12 out of 40, wow.
It was Apollo and Cassandra.
Apollo and Cassandra, everybody.
In the Troy series.
Yeah, I can't even remember what happened.
Also, another honourable mention for bottom, which we didn't mention in the morals bit, with the only zero.
The only zero of any category
was Idas and Marpessa.
Laura Lex.
Laura Lex forced me to. Okay, so let's do the top one.
Let's go to the top one. Top 5 Miffs.
And the bottom 4.
Well, top 6 actually.
Yes, we. Oh yes, we have forgotten about that. So top 6. From 3rd to 6th, we have 4 categories with 31.
Yeah, that's quite a lot. They've got 31. That's honourable. Anything over 30 is pretty good.
That's A star right there.
And they are Miss Chronicles,
Jason and the Argonauts Part 3,
Oedipus,
Hercules Part 1.
But
now
we get to the big boys.
There are 2 winners.
2 winners. Now, should we admit that one of them has just made? We've just created one right now, guys. Yeah. The episode we just did,
Theseus Part 2.
Theseus Part 2, 2.0.
Good.
Just made it into the top with a joint score of 32 out of 40.
Just nicking it. However, who is the number 1 top myth of the first 50 episodes? I was going to say series 1, but that doesn't make sense.
What do you mean top? But we just said it's joint top.
Joint top. So I'm trying to make it more dramatic. Joint top with alongside Theseus Part 2. It is our good old friend Bellerophon and Pegasus.
Bellerophon, yay, Trebian. Damn. I got 32. Good job, guys. Sorry if that was a longer episode than anticipated, but it's our 50th episode. It's an incredible milestone because it means that you guys have been listening for one whole year, one whole 12-month period.
50 years.
365 days. We've gone around the sun, literally.
With you in our hearts.
Both metaphorically and physically.
Thank you for all the emails and all the ratings and all the contributions you've given over time. And we genuinely love it, and we can't wait for another year of your cooperation and your correspondence as well. We're going to do a very light social media bit. Follow us at Miffs Podcast. Email us at miffspodcast@gmail.com. Give us 5 stars. Donate to us if you can. We're going to leave it there.
Far away. Also, feel free to email in with your favourite Miffs moments.
Yes. So,
Miffspodcast@gmail.com.
It's things that made you laugh, your favourite myth, and, why you love me and Dan so much. I mean, you don't have to do the last one, it's kind of weird. But thank you once again for being part of the Miffs family. You are misfits, and we can't wait to see you next year. Is that too serious?
It's also this year.
Right,
you mean the next 50... You mean the next year of episodes?
Well, what a fitting end to have a very pedantic ending. Dan, do you want to read me a Peregrine Falcon fact?
Yes, let's read a Peregrine Falcon fact and then we'll end. It's very poignant that we finish on something utterly, utterly unlistenable.
We go as we mean to go on.
Oh, actually, Matt might learn something from this. Matt, to entice his mate to check out a nesting site, what does a male falcon leave there for her? A. Shiny stones. B. Feathers. Or C. Food. How does a male peregrine falcon get a mate interested? A. Shiny stones, feathers, or food?
D. Get a haircut.
That's the joke I was going to make. God damn it, he beat me. God damn it, I was so ready to make that joke. What do you reckon they do, Matt?
Shiny stones.
You went for A. He leaves shiny stones. Well, Matt, the answer is food.
Yeah,
that might explain why you keep losing.
I just throw pebbles at girls.
Just throw pebbles at girls.
To be honest, I didn't really think about that answer. But anyway, thank you. We had a strong ending, and then we did this. Anyway, we should go now. Thank you all for being such wonderful misfits. Do check out our Miffs fan club page. Dan, is there anything you want to say to me in the last moments of episode 50?
Thank you, Matt. It's been a pleasure.
Should we kiss on the podcast?
No, Matt. No. Isn't it amazing we've gone
50 episodes that haven't...
50 episodes and not once have we not made a homoerotic joke about our friendship. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye!
Miffs. 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 Miffs.
Dan, I got a joke from earlier, by the way.
Go on.
I'll edit it in if it's funny. Hecale, did you know that she actually she used to when Theseus was doing his challenges, she would shout out to him and go, "Come on, you can do better! You shit, mate!" And that's where the term heckling comes from. I will not edit.
Oh my good God.
Didn't you like that?
It's funny. I do find it funny in the sense that I can't see what you meant, but Hecale doesn't sound like heckle.
It does a bit. Well, it's like a word origin thing. Come on,
Yeah,
Dan.
maybe. He loves... Yeah, he went from one ball to another. This
Yeah.
is bull, he thought to himself.
So you mock my joke, but